All right, so let's see where I stand now. Yeah, let's find out where the mouse is. Okay, so this is the main device display. This is where we left it. So we have still a bit of a mess because I haven't cleaned up that much. I just added the pitch envelope replica to it with a few parameters, which would be the main ones. So the total length, the overall length of the kick, the min and max pitch of that pitch envelope, and then the ref kick and the click that probably are not working anymore since we have changed the whole structure. On the device side, on the edit side, what we have here is these parameters, so which are sent to the subpatcher, which actually controls it all. We have this export button, which allows to export the generated kick waveform with the click and all. And here we have the player, that the sampler part. I mean, once you have generated a kick, then you can use it, and it's playable using whether the internal or the reference kick if you want to compare. And you can change the volume of the reference kick if it's not comparable to the generated one. And that's pretty much it. And here we have the drop things, which should be linked somewhere, to the click. So it should actually work. If I drop something here, it should be probably referenced there. And same for the click, using the volume of it. This is the part which opens the subpatcher, the floating window. And this is the pitch envelope display parameter. So that's the main part, which will probably stay quite simple. All the complexity of it is inside the subpatcher. So let's open the subpatcher. That's the kick config that we see here. So we have a few things that we added in last session. This is the reference kick that you can select the opacity. Well, I don't have any here. Well, actually, it's not loaded anymore. I can change the color of it. I have the waveform, so that's the generated waveform, like so. I can change the color of the generated waveform and the opacity of it. So that's really up to you. And inside and then we have inside this area, we have the the B patchers. So that's the small sub windows, which actually allows us to control the pitch and the amp envelopes. So if I can switch from one to the other. So in this one, I can change the color. We have worked a lot on it, as you remember, because now we have this following thing. I have all kinds of displays, very convenient to use. If you hover near a point, then you see the actual values of that point. So number of the point, the time from the beginning of the envelope, the frequency of it, and the curve, which is before. And so that's quite easy. Here we have the phase, so we can change the starting phase of the sine wave. And that's it. You can change the color as well. And on the amp envelope, on which we haven't worked, we are still on the previous version. So it's using only the regular envelopes function provided by Max, but without all the hooks and the tweaks that we have made on it. So if I switch to the edit view, let's zoom on it. It's a pretty big thing already. Not that big actually. I mean, it's just a little bit messy. But I'm afraid there's not much we can do at the moment. So we have, let's unlock it so we see the contents. So we have here the pitch envelope patcher. And here, this is the replica of it, because you may want to show that thing. Is it on? It's not on screen actually. So let's add it again, because this thing allows us to see the pitch envelope when we are editing the amp envelope. So let's see if that actually works. Whoa. Let's resize the window so it's gonna be sent. Okay. So as you can see, here we are editing the pitch envelope, and we see the history of this pitch envelope. By the way, it's not actually completely accurate, so there's something to change probably. And when we switch to the env envelope, so we are supposed to remove the bright green thing here and only keep the thin one, which allows us to see the pitch envelope while we are editing the emp envelope. But we have a problem here because it's not totally in sync in terms of its size. We can zoom on the envelope, so we zoom on everything. It allows us to see the beginning of the envelope, which is the most critical part of it, and we are zooming everything. So we are zooming the envelope, we are zooming the generated waveform, and hopefully, if we have a reference kick, we are supposed to zoom on it as well, which is not the case at the moment. But we have this thing which is actually not following the zoom, or is it? Yeah, it's not following the zoom. So I think it's only a matter of connecting the zoom parameters, which are here. So I probably need to change that somewhere, and it's not sure where I have used it yet, but we're gonna correct that in a bit. Anyway, so next we had the so all this is connected to the curve which controls the sine pitch. And we have on the other side, we have the amp envelope, which is controlling the amp side, amp part of it. So we have here the cycle, which actually controls the sine wave. And here we have the envelope, which controls another curve. So multiplying one with the other allow us to generate the actual kick. But this is, as already told, is the old thing, and we have to change it. So one thing that we have thought about is to use something else than the regular function which is provided by Max, but another thing which is based on JS, JavaScript UI. So JS UI, so JS is the JavaScript environment which allows to do some programmatic stuff inside of Max. And JS UI allows you to actually define graphical interfaces using JavaScript, and it's pretty nice and convenient. But I haven't touched on it that much yet. Instead, I have found an interesting implementation of the function in JavaScript, which is maybe not perfect at the moment because it doesn't have everything I need, but at least it's fully customizable because we have the source code and I can add as much as I want, which is not the case with the live function, which is a given thing, which may be very convenient and fast, but it's not as tweakable as using the source code. So we'll have a look at this one. So here's the thing. So it's called mmmsegui. And it's been done by Neil Baldwin. You can find it on his GitHub. I don't think there is a link here, but we can just have a look briefly. So that's the place. So it's all JS based. The good things is that you can already resize it. So it's pretty easy to combine with my resizable floating windows, so that's a good point. A few things that aren't done is just hold. So you have a nice highlight thing, so you can just drag points to drag curves to change them, drag points as well. If you double click on the point, then it adds one. If you double click on an existing point, it's going to be removed. The good thing as well is that the first and the last point are fixed in the X coordinates, so you can't just remove them or tear them out of the beginning and the end, which would make any sense. The thing which is missing is curve lightning is already done. You can change a few things like see have the nodes already always visible, always hidden. You can as well add some padding. So if you need to, you can change the colors, the background color, for example, which can be made fully invisible. So that's good for my designs because I usually rely on transparent background. Whatever. Let's get back to black, for example. And you can, I think, remove the stroke color, like so, which is pretty nice, but it might be cumbersome on top of all we have already on the screen, like the waveform and the reference kick. So this is a nice gimmicky visual, but maybe not very useful in my case. What it doesn't do at the moment is all the mouse over thing, showing you where you actually stand when you highlight a point. It doesn't tell you where that point is. However, as you can see, when you highlight a point, it actually detects that you're highlighting. So there's 100% sure that there's a function there which knows what point you're hovering around on. So it's just a matter of changing that function if need be to add the display of the text around or somewhere on the corner. So yeah. The thing which I don't know yet is that the fact that it may be more or less performant than what I actually did in terms of speed. So we can, for example, make it pretty bigger and see what's going on. Yeah, it's a bit finicky, but not that bad, honestly. It's pretty smooth yet, so I'm not too anxious about that. And I think that if I remove the fill color, for example, it might even be faster. Oh, yeah, not really, but there are some visual things, etc., which can be adapted if need be. However, we won't be able to use that directly. And yeah, the good point is that it outputs. Let's get the size back where it was. So the good point is that it outputs the curve exactly the same as we already do here, I think, like so. Yeah, it has some yeah, I don't know where actually it starts from, but he says, I mean, Neil told me that it outputs the same thing as directly readable through curve, so it should be quite okay. So we may give a try. So it's nothing. It's not a big deal. Yeah, if you go into the patcher, of course, there are a lot of things around because there are many parameters in and parameters out. But we don't need all of these. So let's open our AMP envelope because I'm not going to do that right now on the pitch envelope, which we just finished. However, I want to test it. So as you can see in my version, let's put each on the side. So in my version, as you can see, I have as well a lot of parameters going into the function because there are a lot of things which you want to change, like the size of points, the snapping envelopes. Yeah. By the way, I'm not sure if the snapping is already implemented there, so that might be of an issue if there is no snap, and there is probably no grid. Is there the best ways to open it? So as it's an object, I can just open it as a patcher, and it opens the actual code for it. So this and that are the exact same thing. So this is the visual representation of that has been set here. Yeah. So you see, it's not too big. I mean, we have like a bit more than 1,000 lines of code, which is pretty compact for such an object. However, as I was just telling you, probably lacking a little bit of stuff like the grid. But if I remember well, don't even know if I've activated the grid on my pitch envelope. So maybe it's not really a big deal. Let's give it a try. So to implement that, I think I just can copy that into my patcher, because it's regular. Oh, I crash on the, I've just crashed Max, but not live. Interesting. Copy pasting the object just crashed Max. Let's give it another chance. If it doesn't work better, then I'm gonna just add the object directly instead of copy pasting it. So I was there. I just tried to copy this thing, and there. It's another crash. So there's definitely a bug somewhere in Max. Bad access, telling me that the crash thread is the main thing. So yeah, there's a copy. So this means that there's some memory copy which is occurring in the patch in the browser of Max, and this thing has actually crashed. So I'm not on the latest version of Max, so I may update and see there's if it's changed anything. Anyway, it doesn't prevent me from using the stuff. I just do the update and then report back if it doesn't work. So just updated to Max version 8.6. Let's give it another chance. So opening my subpatcher and switching to edit mode, opening the amp envelope patcher, switching it to edit mode as well, and now cutting and pasting this thing, and we're gonna see if this has been corrected. And no, it hasn't. I think we have the same error here. Crash thread 0. Yeah. Okay. It means that we have to do it using another approach. That may be something that I have to report to Cycling74, as it's most likely a bug in Max. And there's no non-buggy platform whatsoever. I've tried quite a lot of these, and they all have instabilities whatsoever. So so the name is, if I just open it, mmmsegui.js, so I just can add it to my patcher. So now I'm going to the patcher again, opening the amp envelope again, and now I'm just gonna say GSUI, and it's gonna be mmmsegui.js, and apparently it's not the right name. It hasn't found it because it's giving me the default the default editor, which is not what I wanted. Let's see if I can change it from here. Let's choose a JavaScript file. So user library, it's in my third parties, and it's gonna be in the mmmsegui main. There we go. Okay. So this is all thing. I don't think that I can have a tree on this thing. No. Oh yeah, it does. No, that's the attribute of the GSUI as an object, not of the content of the GSUI. So these are the parameters which attribute allows me to change, not the actual parameters that has been provided. Anyway, so let's see what we can do. So I'm gonna keep the documentation here, maybe. No. Whoops. There you go. Yeah, but that's not actually what I want. So this one is not useful. I can remove the thing, put that to the left, and this one to the right, and I think we need to switch to edit mode, though it's a bit inconvenient there. So let's see what we have. So we had chosen a different approach with regard to coloring. If you see the object I'm using for the colors, like I'm using the integrated color picker, which is provided by Max. So it has one thing which is the color, and second one is the opacity, and you can combine them to do whatever you want, and it's inside. However, his approach is a bit different because it relies on the operating system. So here on macOS, this is the color picker in which we have quite some control. So it's working nicely as well, and it prevents you, I mean, you don't need to have anything inside your UI except from this this button. So it's not too bad. So we can keep it like this and use it the same, and change the and we'll see which one fits best. If you have a view on that point, just submit it in the comment and tell me what has your preference. I'm not using Windows that much, so I actually don't remember what Windows opens when you ask it to activate the color picker. So let's clean up that a little bit. So this is the output. Just there's no output here as well, just to clean up my head a bit. Yeah, having the documentation from the GitHub on the left and the device on the right is a bit better. So I'm trying to highlight in red the elements which I'm gonna want to set at initialization, or that will have to be tweakable when using it. So fill color, this is something which I'm gonna use. So fill color. Probably I'm gonna set it to empty, but I need to set it nonetheless. Stroke color, I think it's already done. No, that's, yeah, stroke color. BG color as well. It's gonna be set to nothing probably. Note size, this is something which I'm gonna set using the size of the window. I think it's already done, maybe. I've switched access to Neil to do it automatically. Have an auto note size thing. I don't know if he actually did it or not. Line width as well. It's something which I'm gonna set automatically. Is that here, line width? Where is line width? There. This is the text, but that's not the value. Line width, there we go. So this is something which will automatically be set. Normally, let's put it there. And I'm gonna set it somewhere. Auto hide nodes. I don't want to hide the nodes, so I'm gonna have to set it. Node size will have to be, yeah, just talk about it. The padding, this is something which will change. I think it's there. Padding, yeah, already done. The time scale is important because it's gonna control this is where we will set the length, the duration of our kick. So it's going to automatically scale the output in terms of values. Instead of going from 0 to 1, it's going to go from 0 to whatever length we have for the curves. It's useful not to have the hassle of converting it ourselves. Curve highlighting, yeah, I think it's a good one. I mean, automatically highlighting the curve which is hovered is a good one, and this is probably the one which will have to adapt a little bit to display the value as we change it, but whatever. And curve highlighting is there. Yeah, that's this thing which I want to find. It's already there, so curve highlighting, just put the text on top of it. And auto hide node, so no. Not visible, yeah. Mouse speed, yeah, this, we may need to change that if the default value is not good, or maybe, yeah, we'll see what it actually does. I don't really know. This is the scale between the movements of the pixel when dragging something and the actual movement on the screen, so this is very subjective, and I'll see if the default value makes it for me. Curves only draw the curve, stroke and filled. Oh yeah, okay, that may be to save some CPU if I have only the curve only. And the command is somewhere. Wow. Curve only. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's there. Curve only. We'll see if it's better. If I activate that, I should have the background disappear. Yeah, exactly. So I only have the curve. That's a good one. Saving some CPU that would be used to draw the shape below the curve, which is probably not useful for us. Phaser mode, no, because we're not using it for phaser, I think. What does it say? Phaser mode is a feature requested by a few members to the phaser object. The graph Y position starts at 0. Each node is restricted by the preceding and following node that can move higher than the next node, lower than the previous one. Yeah, of course, because a phaser is going from 0 to 1, so you can't do things. I think you can't do things like that. You're supposed to go from 0 to 1 and having steps, I think. Won't be using that. And there are some common message as well which I need to check. So clear, okay, so that's this. So of course this default shape doesn't make it for us. It's absolutely not what we want for an AMP envelope. Anyway, we can create a graph from values. So this is going to be interesting if you want to have some preset shapes for the AMP envelopes. So we can store a list of values and load them. I'll see if it can be done notwithstanding the time scale, because if my graph from curve is from 0 to 1, but my graph is from 0 to say 600 milliseconds, then I'm not sure how it actually works. So we're going to try that. And then we can change nodes manually, control point, etc. Okay, so this is setting a specific point from a message can be useful, but not now. And get value allows us to get the information, and graph from curve. Okay, so if you want to use parameters which are meant for the curve object, you can send them directly. Okay, not to. So yeah, what is important is that. So okay, so anything that's important. So the GSUI contains a storage unit. So what you do inside of it is already stored naturally with your patcher. Will it be stored within the project? I think yes, but in that case you need to probably activate the parameter mode and stored. So I think the content, anything which has been changed there, will be stored inside of this blob thing, which is some data for anything which is not a strict parameter, but it should work. Of course, it can't be automated, which makes sense. And that's pretty much it. So I think, yeah, inlets. So inlets is the command, outlets is the list of system node, and outlet 2 is for dumping y value and connect it to curve object, like we already done. Okay, so that's output thing, whatever. Customization. Okay, so yeah, I'm not really concerned about that. All right, so I think we're good. So now the only thing that I can't do is copy this thing. So, but I can copy all the control information which I need to my patcher. Hopefully, it won't cause a crash in Max. So I'll just figure this out and make it a little bit cleaner and report back. All right, then here we go. So you see, it's already moving because there is this cycle here, which is a sine wave, which is controlling the x position of the the second point number 1. So I probably won't be needing this, so I'm going to remove that cable. I can keep firstly let's just remove this thing from the presentation if we are not going to use it. Then there are some elements which we can use. So line thickness, like for example here, which will be connected there, but it's not gonna be line thickness. I think the name of the parameter is a different one. Line thickness, where is that? Line width. So this is actually line width. Can remove this. And to me, line width was controlling the, and there's the point size as well, which is the node size actually. So node size is node size, which will be controlled from there. Okay, let's remove this thing because we already did that. Let's say that I want nothing, or the default value, whatever it is. I can't even know what default value it is. Static, yeah. Fixed, no. Color fill. Yeah, whatever. It's almost there. Okay, so then, so lined width, the text goes there, the point size goes there. Then show envelope. I think this is something that we won't need because we have this switch on top of it. Let's just get rid of that. The grid for now, it's not working because it's not implemented in the GSUI thing. Then we have to get the duration. So the duration is there, and so it should be connected to the time scale. So duration goes there, and it's going to be the time scale. Normally, if I change the time scale, it should work. Then So that's the input curve. So you see, you have a lot of things which I've done here to change elements and manually change and tweak objects. But actually, it's more of a pain than anything else. So I won't be using that at all. However, the curve still goes somewhere. I am not sure where it actually goes. There should be an output somewhere. Let's get back to the main subpatcher. So this one I can close. I didn't save it, whatever. No big deal. Yeah, so yeah, there's this, the curve should go there. So I have an output for sure. Yeah, this is where the output goes. Output number 1. Yeah, it's been changed, but that's not a problem. And this is for triggering things. Anyway, okay. Apart from that, yeah, the generation stuff, snap to grid, yeah, this is useless. Yeah, I think the rest is not something I'm going to make use of. And this is to show the values, but for now it doesn't work. Let's remove it from the presentation. The only thing that I want to do is have this thing which should control the size of the rectangle, but this is for the object, so we're going to control the presentation rectangle. And let's see what messages is sent there. Yeah, okay, presentation rectangle is the third inlet. It should be used directly, normally. Yeah, but I've changed that because it didn't make sense to get this information. So actually I have something. Yeah, I have the, okay, I have the XY with XY. So that's lower left X, left up Y, right X, right Y, and the opacity that should be used. So this is, we're gonna make use of the same values now. So this is going there, and let's see how we have used that in the pitch envelope, which will be better than just trying to figure it out. So yeah, you see it's pretty big. So we have the zoom thing, and like so, I think I can just copy that, and most of it will work out of the box. Okay. Something like that. I'm going to add this one to the presentation. And it should already be following the size of the patcher or not. Yeah, maybe it's not working. Let's give it a save, because we have changed quite many things. Let's close it. Just want to make sure that something's actually happening. No, it doesn't follow. It doesn't seem to follow along at the moment. Okay, it's receiving the things there, but for some reasons it doesn't get. It doesn't follow up on the messages. Presentation, right? No data. Oh, that's input 4 in this thing. Yeah, that's useless actually, and I should take it from from there. So I think I lost the no, I'm in the wrong patcher, and then I lost the connection which I had. So this is the one we want. All right. Yeah, you see it's instantly following the change of the size of the window, though it's not something weird on top. but there are some useless elements. So fill color, I'm gonna set that to transparent. Stroke color, let's say yellow, because it was in yellow. Okay. Line width actually works. Point size, yeah, points are not displayed, not visibles. Let's change the point size. Node highlighting. Yeah, this is not connected anymore. There is some flickering going on. I'm not sure if it's when I'm hovering something that triggers them. With my point size, I mean the auto hide doesn't seem to work. I probably didn't connect it properly. Okay, let's remove all the useless things. Oh, did I remove all the hints? Actually. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's just cancel that. Instead of removing, I want just to hide them. My bad. Okay, this is to be removed. Alrighty. So the fill color should be curve only. So let's use a load mess 1. This way, sure that I have curves only, so the fill color normally won't be used at all. Let's put it aside. Stroke color is important because that's the line colors. Background color, we won't be using it because the background will be decided by the main patcher. Okay. And then I'm not sure why the nodes highlighting at the nodes display doesn't work. Yeah, it actually works like so. But it wasn't working on the... Oh, it was just me. Okay, I don't know why it was not working, but I can change that now. But there's still this flickering, which annoys me a little bit. I'm gonna see if it happens again and what's causing it. If it happens again. All right. So the zoom is apparently something that hasn't been implemented. So I'll see if I need it on the amp envelope, and then we'll see if we can do that ourselves, or I can trick it to change only the display of it. But we'll see how we do that. I'm not sure. Yep. Let's get rid of anything which is useless. Mouse speed shouldn't be used at all. Getting a value for now doesn't make any sense. Get value at time, neither. Metro won't be using. Line width has been removed. Curve only, yeah. Not visible, so that's load mess 1, so all this is happening. Auto hide nodes, no, I don't want to hide the nodes, but by default I think it's 0, but anyway, let's make a load mess 0 to make sure that nodes won't be hidden. This allows to change a specific point, but I don't think I'm gonna use it. Curve highlighting, yeah, it's gonna be something that I will want to at all times. And not highlighting as well. Auto output is something which I want as well. I want the thing to output its value as soon as possible. The padding, I don't remember if I put something on the padding for the other patcher, but if there is any, I need to do the same so that the two envelopes are. Yeah, I think that the padding is you don't have no choice on the padding. I think I did that already. But that's going to be a bit messy. Going to open the envelope manager, and I think I counted this padding. I think the padding is half of the point size. Mouse to envelope is gonna be the function I want to look for. Mouse to envelope. 0 zoom, okay. Yeah, 2 times. So 2 times point size is the actual padding of my other envelope. Yeah, there was something like that. So my padding actually should be calculated from the node size. So let's say times 2, like so, and the padding goes there. And this should get us to the same value that we have in the other envelope. Like so. Do we have anything else? Yeah, everything over here has been set. Graph from curve, yeah. I don't need side, don't need that. Output list, no. LFO, value output, this metro. This is outputting things, but I don't need that. Padding, so that's here. Auto output was there. Clear is something that we probably deal with later. G control, output control, graph from curve, reset, mouse speed. I won't be using it. Let's remove it. Node size. Yeah, anyway, point size. This is where we are. Graph command and bank and compile. I don't need them. Okay, let's save. And let's send the default messages. Where is the background color? Okay, background color, I need to set that to something. So background color, like so. So we're gonna need a load bank. Okay. Now what I don't know if it's gonna make anything as it is now. I can close this thing. This one as well, and this is our main subpatcher. So if I have the pitch and amp, where's my waveform? Okay, so let's say I want to change my amp. Yeah, doesn't seem to do anything at the moment. And it's flickering. If I change the pitch, does it change something? Yeah. Yeah, but I'm losing the amp envelope, apparently. Yeah. For now, I've lost it doesn't work anymore. So what do I have here? I got my sine wave. I have my curve. Yeah, what I do not have is my envelope change, which actually retriggers the generation of the waveform. So that's no big deal. No data, yeah, because the curve is going there. Can I only say, I'm not sure if I can use the change possibility, but using a list repetition of a number is only for a number. So if you want to do it on a list, it's a bit different. So there is a construction which I already used. I got it done using ZL. Oh, computer is lagging a bit. ZL.compare. No. So this is a list. If I say T, I don't actually remember how I did that. I think I stole it somewhere. It's no big deal, but actually what I want to do is compare my list to the previous one. So my so this is the actual one. So this is the previous one. This is the new one. So I'm outputting, yeah. Let's see, let's check here. So I'm outputting my list. I'm comparing it with the previous version. And then I want to store it on the previous version. So I have a history of the previous one. and that may be enough. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, oh, it doesn't change anything. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't actually need that message. It's like so. Maybe better. Yeah. But I'm gonna have quite a lot of bangs. If you see counter cell 1, because this thing is outputting each time I change something. So if I add a counter, oops, sorry, counter, and I count the numbers of time I get a change, then you're gonna see we have quite a lot of 0. Oh, that's not much. Okay, no, it's not that much. Okay, looks good. So if I just sell 1, then I can send it. So that's actually this cable, which should triggers cell 1. Always doing so. It's finding how to figure out what I want to do when I remove a cable, an object in the trigger. It's only like so. And I probably need to load something. Just a 0 to the right one, so that the first change of the loading of the envelope will actually trigger the calculation of the envelope. Okay. Line. Okay. Now let's save that and see if it behaves any better. No, I'm not in the right object. Oh, we have something here. Whoa. Yeah. Now if I change my amp, I'm actually triggering things. Yeah, it seems to be working now. Yeah, I have some troubles with the alignment, but there's probably some elements which are not in their right position, especially when editing. It doesn't work that much. Yeah, which one is it? All of them. Anyway, no problem. It's just sometimes when editing, the values which are sent are wrong, but it doesn't mean that it won't work in the actual device. Let's say I'm saving the device. Is it my background which is not following along? No, not only the background, because everything is going to the right where it shouldn't be. Yeah, there's this thing here. Yeah, of course, I need to do it. And my amp editor, yeah, we'll see that. Yeah, somehow it sorted it out on its own. So let's set this to 0. And now let's play with the resize button. Yeah, it's working. Okay. So now my sine, my wave is generated properly with the new thing. I can edit it. Something wrong there, but maybe that's due to the zoom thing. Yeah, however, okay, no, something was not provided. My pitch is not used. Okay, something wrong with my pitch envelope now. Yeah, is my pitch envelope not taken into account? It should be. Is it triggering? Yeah, it's triggering it. Okay, so let's open the pitch envelope on this side and no main window, patcher window on the other one. And let's do a little bit of edits and see if anything is happening. Yeah, this is doing something, all right. And but my render kick is empty. Yeah, how do I actually trigger that curve? Yeah, somehow I need to use the bang message here. I think if it's not connected, but I think when I'm banging this thing, yeah, the bang is happening from there, and I think if I bang, I'm gonna receive that as an output. So let's just connect this bang from here to there instead. And now if I change anything there, yeah, you see I'm receiving things, though there's something wrong here. Wow. Do we have a loop? Possibly we have a loop there. Yeah. What if it doesn't change? This shouldn't generate any bang. Yeah, oh yeah, there are permanent bangs from there. However, my two things here should be, where is it? One, oh, that's 0 that I want to select. My bad. Okay. So if I change there, okay, that looks better. And now if I change a point here, where is my section? Just making sure that's okay. That looks better. All right, so now let's just play with it a little bit. This is wrong. There's something weird in the middle of my amp envelope. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong in my amp envelope. Is it the scale of it which is not behaving properly? Because here it's alright. Yeah, but if I change it, let's say 0, you see that the 0 is not happening where it should, but instead at something else. So there is a bug somewhere. Okay, this is good. So if I change the value of my kick, then it's following right. Sorry. But if I manually change that, it doesn't seem to work. So there is this scale somewhere which doesn't work that much, which I don't understand. Yeah, you see there is a second thing here which doesn't behave as expected. Let's add a display on the output curve. Oh! Let's remove some of the points, because actually we don't need for our testing to have as many points as there are now. So here I only have 3 points, and the value there is okay. If I change that, okay, that was working. Now if I add a point here, right in the middle, you see that it doesn't seem to exactly follow the value which I'm giving. Let's say I'm right in the middle. Yeah, like so, you see something is wrong. So let's have a look at what the object is outputting. 0, 0, 0. Okay, that's for the first point. Then we have 0.74. So that's the Y with a curve. Let's make it 0. Okay, so we have 0, 0, 0 0.9, 0, 0 0.2, 0 0.6. What is that 0 0.2 thing? One. Well, that's a curve. Okay, that's a curve. Oh, yeah, my bad. Because it's outputting the initial value. If you remember the curve message, there are some commas which are missing. Because here I'm not actually receiving what I should. Or am I? Because if I change the second point, 0, 0. These curve points are a bit weird. I'm probably the one not using them properly, but yeah, probably something wrong with the time scale. Maybe it has to be inverted. Let's say divided by 1000. Invert. Let's put that here, and I need to put it in decimals. So whatever it is, because it's defaulted to 1 second. So if it's more than 1 second, I want to have something fast, slower, and something faster if need be. Let's see if it's the right way. So let's have a look at the generated thing. It should be generating the proper length, total length which I want now. Seems to be okay. There's a weird thing here. No. Oh, he's not generating anything now. Wow. No, because now it's generating very small values. So that's not right. Because the last point, no matter what I do, the last point should be at the x coordinate of my of my duration. So let's set the duration to 1 second. And now you see that my last point, instead of being, oh yeah, that's the sum of the rest. So yeah, so 50 plus, etc. Yeah, sorry, that's not the overall thing. If I do things like 58 plus 175 plus 1 plus 259 plus 505, I should be roughly at 1 second. Okay, that's it. So that the duration is okay, but for some reason it won't work always. Yeah, you see there's something really weird. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to get that as a result. You see what I'm generating is not the right. Yeah, because the output seems to be okay. Yeah, the output of my of this curve is okay, so it's something else which is not synchronized with it. Because this is not. Oh, that's not my zoom. Because my zoom is right, and here I should have something which is at 0 amplitude, and we're definitely not at 0 amplitude. So if I touch anything here, also no, that's just the copy. I think I can hide this one for the time being. And let's open the pitch envelope now. And now you see my pitch. Now it's okay. So there's something wrong when I changing the, yeah, it looks like it's just a matter of synchronizing things, not really a problem with the objects, because somehow it's generated the curve while it's not yet ready. Yeah, because if I bang the thing here, yeah, there might be a loop somewhere and a sequence of events which are not happening in the right order. So what's happening when I'm changing this? I'm generating the curve there, so it's actually triggering the curve, which is not what I want to, because that's not what I want. When I don't want to generate the curve, I want to store it. So let's say I'm going to store the curve like I do here, and this curve will be triggering this list of values will be triggering the curve, and that message will go, and that message will actually be triggered by this generation request. So there is no direct connection between the generated thing here, apart from triggering the regeneration and storing it. So I may though have to sequence that. So first thing is store the, just to make sure that the sequence is happening all right, because that message should be stored from there, to make sure that I first load the new curve inside that list. Then I compared the new values with the previous one. I trigger the regeneration of the waveform, which will in turn trigger the output of that message here to synchronize the generation of the curve and the cycle on the pitch. Let's give it a try, but I think we're up to something with this new approach. So let's try and save and change something here. Okay, adding a point. Okay, let's get this back up. Okay, now so this seems all right. Yep. Now what happens, let's close the thing. What happens if I change the pitch? Is it re-triggering properly? Yeah. Okay. Or maybe not here. My pitch envelope seems to be ignored. Is it? It's happening too fast. Yeah, the pitch is not going back up at the end of my curve. Yeah, last point should not be there. So it might be the same thing here. I mean, I may need to store the, yeah, but it's, because again, I'm generating the curve even though I haven't even stopped. Because this way I'm sending the curves twice. Let's spin again. This one. Yeah, you see my pitch curve is triggered twice. That may be an issue. So I may need to change it and do the same kind of construction. The thing is that I have done the things differently from Neil. I'm generating messages, and instead I should have done the same thing that he did. Yeah. Yeah, but it's a bit hard because I've done some grouping and things like that. Yeah, I need to think a little bit more on this part, and I'll go report back. Okay, so you see I've just added a print here. So this is what is actually outputted by my function here. So it's actually triggered twice. The first one when I just change it, and second when I receive a bang to generate the new note. And that's a bit of a trouble because the two curves won't be synchronized whatsoever. And this is not the same format that Neil has used, but instead I have the 0, then I have the rest of the points. So what I can do is generate something which is identical to what he did. And it's pretty simple, so I think it's simple. I'm gonna, instead of using that value directly, I'm gonna pack the this thing with 0 and 0 as he did. So I'm gonna go to the initial value instantly with no curve, like so. And then instead of going directly to the output, I'm gonna group it with the rest. And then normally, if I generate a new curve, if I trigger the new curve, I'm going to have something which with 0, 0, 0, then the rest of the point, but all in one messages. Let's check. Not exactly. There's 0 somewhere. It's almost there, but there's a 0 somewhere which I shouldn't have. Oh, there's one cable here which corresponds to the final message to output the values. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out where does the 0 come from. And oh, that's here. My bad. That's yeah, no problem. It's not here, which I want to check. It's I don't know what I'm doing when I'm generating that. So let's see what this little group outputs. Clear the console, and yeah. So I'm going to go. Okay. Now I have something which is proper. It's still generated twice, but this is normal because I haven't done the same thing as what Neil has done. So let's just get back to the main window patcher, and then instead of triggering directly from there, I'm going to do the same thing as he has done now. He's done there. So I'm storing the curve into an output message, into a message, which will contain all the points and the curve and all the thing. And instead of triggering the output of the curve from there, I'm going to trigger it here. And only now I will only have one curve which is generated. I'm not sure if it's going to sort out the problem that we had before, but this is probably more elegant than having the curves triggered twice, which was not good anyway. Oh, My final point is still wrong. Still not generated the right pitch curve, and there's a phaser. Yeah, that's a phaser. Okay, that's normal. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So I've got 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Yeah. 3, 2, 3, and then I have a 0 here, which doesn't correspond to anything. So my output might be wrong. Yeah, you see my latest point? It doesn't do anything. It seems to be ignored. It's properly outputted. I think it's properly outputted, of course. I mean, it's just a part of the max object, so there's no reason it won't work. So we have this no. No, it's actually not outputted at all. That's a bit weird. Some config issues. You see there is this round here on the point. Did I make a weird change? Because some of the points have are empty, and I think it has something to do with the function, how the function works. Let's check on the documentations. Yeah, that's the sustain point. But I don't want to command double click. I don't want to use sustain point at all, because sustain point would mean that I'm outputting things and then I need to get the message to get from it. So can I disable totally the sustain points? Okay, I don't have any sustain point anymore. Okay, so that seems to be it. For some reason, the sustain points were activated. Okay, looks good now. That's better. So we can now open only this thing. It's generated shit now. Okay, so now the zoom is working, but not on the amp envelope. It's not strictly a problem because I can still edit things, and it does it as I go. It's not too bad, but it's not that precise. Because you see now I'm editing a point which is outside of the window here because it's not scaled at all. Yeah, I'll see if some tweaks can be done easily, but I may report to Neil and ask him if there's a way to add like a zoom parameter that would go from something like minimum percentage of the envelope, maximum percentage of the envelope, and it would only display and edit that part, and see with him if it's any better, if it's possible to do that without too much of a hassle for him. So, but that's going to be for next session, because right now I think we're good. And I'm going to save that and make some tests offline, and then we'll see a little bit more on the graphical interface and just put things properly in place.